You take what I
40,
give you.
homie. That's the
You
episode.
take
That's
what I
the
give
name
you.
of the episode.
Yeah,
If we were like
40, homie.
40, homie.
Oh,
dude. After going to Universal this weekend, I can feel my 40ness because I turned 40 a week and a half ago.
Yeah, man, that's true.
But it was like you could usually walk the park without a problem, and no, not this time.
When I went just last year, I was for my 40th birthday. We went in August, and it was like I felt I was like, oh, I need to care about which shoes I wear more now.
yes,
You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
100%.
It's
I saw
like
people in sandals, and I was like, "You're silly."
that's like the old man where it's like, were they Tevas with the wraparound? Because then those
No.
are kind of okay.
No, it was the slip-on sandals with the knee-high socks on,
The
or with like
slides?
the slides.
No,
And I was like,
way.
no, that's a terrible choice that you made to go to the park.
We'll get back to this in 2 seconds.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello. What's up, bro?
Hey, it's the What's Up Bro podcast. We talk movies, sports, TV shows, pop culture, and it's funny, motherfuckers. With nary signs. I'm like, what? How can this... They have Photoshop. Photoshop exists when this artist rendition was done. How the fuck is this not cooler looking than a sketch that looks like it was done by a hillbilly off the side of the road? What the fuck are we talking? Why is this a thing?
So you're telling me there's a chance?
With Missy
Just let me finish my thought before you fucking interrupt me. Wrong room to ask questions.
Welcome to the party, pal!
and Mike Markadal.
I'm just glad I like vanilla boring sex like this. I'm glad that the sex I enjoy won't get me killed.
That's how winning is done.
Hey, I'm Dave Chappelle, and this is What's Up, Bro.
And welcome to the What's Up Bro podcast, your favorite podcast where you come to watch people or listen to people talk, debate, and argue over shit they have no idea what's going on. Before
Do we
went
smell?
to
Can we
the-
smell our friend? Touch. Taste?
I mean, last week, Steph and I, because we were in the same room.
Oh, that's
we
right.
recorded.
That's true.
Damn, that's right. I forgot
and now
about
she's
that.
MIA. I am Nary Signs. With me, as usual, is Mike.
Hey, what's up, bro?
Mercadal. Mike Honeymooner Mercadal.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm bang
Mike
zoom to the
just
moon, making
married
fun of spousal
Mercadal.
abuse. No, yeah, for the podcast watcher and listener, I got married last week. I did. I am a husband now.
So we got some questions about that. But also joining us today again is Geoff.
Hey, what's up, guys?
'Cause I gotta go through the intro. Geoff, I've been married for a while. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. 10 years. 10 years this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
You see the gray hair? Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to brag, but it's gonna be 11 years for us in a couple of weeks. But whatever, that's fine.
Cool guy.
S. Tony said the beardless one. He commented.
did,
Tony, your dad's commenting saying the beardless one. So let me ask you a question. How quickly after you got married did she force you to shave? Like how quickly did your balls just,
Absolutely
retract into
not
your
her
body?
choice. Absolutely not her choice. I am a healthcare professional, and every year they make us do a fitting for the N95 masks that have to form a seal. So I have to, at that time, have no facial hair so that I can pass this little test that they put a hood over your head. They spray this stuff in there that tastes like shit, but that the mask filters out. So if it gets in, where the hairs are, So yeah. I do it to appropriate.
How great would it have been had you just shaved that part of your face? Like just shaved right where the mask goes.
I've done the goatee. I've left the goatee, and then just here.
No.
He's saying reverse it.
Reverse it.
Like shave the shape of the mask and leave the beard around.
I have one here. I want to do it now. Like where you shave, just
shave this, and then you have the rest. And it's not mutton chops because you have it's like just
it connects in the bottom here like that.
Yeah.
I would. That would be amazing. I thought he was gonna be like,
I
got
really want to do
bro.
that.
He's like, I got
Miranda
ketchup
says,
from
"What's up,
the. I got ketchup stuck in my beard from the hot dog stand, and I had to shave. After.
To a certain to
You
a
don't
certain
have soap
degree.
and water. You don't have soap and water.
Yeah. No, to a certain
That was a
degree,
drastic ketchup.
I waited to do it because of the wedding. Because Chiquita loves the beard. She's a fan of it. And
As we
I'm-
all are. There's no. Have you ever met somebody who prefers you clean shaven? I don't. I mean, I
my
of
mom,
the people that I know
Mi
that know
niño
you.
lindo.
yeah.
Of the people that I know that know you, everybody's like, why did he? Everybody comes to me and asks me, why did Mike shave? Like,
Is he okay?
Should I send you my PR work?
yeah, I was like, oh, he's a grown man, and we don't talk. We don't run our shaving schedules or
Yeah.
ideas by each other. Like,
I-
what do you think?
I only shave completely down to the skin if it's something for work or I fuck up doing something else. And then I'm like,
Yeah.
guess what? Or for a part. I did have to do that I had to shave my
That's
mustache.
also work.
That
That's
is
also
work.
work.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
That
it
is-
counts for work.
That counts.
No, I've been threatened with divorce
I've
if I shave. Christy told me if I ever shave, she will divorce me. The last time I shaved was when I proposed to her on Halloween, and I proposed to her, and then I said our costumes White Goodman and the Russian girl from Dodgeball. So I said I'm shaving into a mustache for the costume. I'm committing to this, and she didn't care at that point because she had a ring on her finger.
Right, yeah. It's like, well, what are you gonna do about it? Leave me? Oh, you're leaving? Okay, sorry. I
literally
know.
paid her off. That's
Yeah.
what
Basically. Oh,
that's funny.
Neri's internet. There it goes.
Oh no, he's on the ship.
Yeah, he's on the ship. But the
Oh,
way
well,
that it
he's
froze that's his Tinder profile right there. That's his Tinder profile.
Speaking of Tinder, did we all experience Neri? Fuck, I don't want Neri to be not here for this.
Oh, there he is. He's back.
Oh.
Wait. I'll send you the
The
picture
worst.
so we can post
I'm
it on
back.
so your Tinder profile picture. We have
It's
it there
just
now.
so fucking bothersome. I hate. Send it to me so that my enemies can't get to me.
So Mike was talking about Tinder right now.
Yeah,
Just
you
says that
lost your mind. Oh,
She loved
Chiquita.
discovering the Cindy Crawford.
Oh, the
Oh,
Cindy Crawford
that's-
mole. Yeah.
I have.
Oh,
I have
so you shaved your ass too?
yeah. I shaved. I shaved around. I shaved a landing strip.
Speaking
know,
of Moonfall,
Girls
tear
can't. Girls shouldn't be the only one that can do the landing strip. I just did the landing strip from the balls down. Not.
but because he got fitted for the N95 mask there too.
That's right. You got to make a good seal.
You did the dirt runway after the landing strip.
I did the least sanitary thing you could do when shaving is leave the hair in there and then shave the rest of it off. I shaved the cheeks and not the hole. I have a wife, everybody. That's my wife.
Somebody married that guy.
I know.
Yeah. So question. We had a question. They had a. I was like, because you posted on Instagram last week when you got married from a hot dog cart.
Yeah.
And then the question was, did he get married at the hot dog cart or did he get married at City Hall across the street from the hot dog cart? And I had never, when you sent us that picture, I immediately assumed you got married at a hot dog cart because we've talked about it on this podcast. You wanted to get married in just like the bodega or the, whatever. So to me, I was like,
I didn't want.
yeah, he got married. But then they brought up a good point. They're like, did he get married at the courthouse across the street? And they took the picture of our car, which also logistically makes sense, but makes me sad. So I'm like, I
It's
hope
less
that's
fun.
not the case. I hope
So
he got married at a hot dog
here's
cart.
the reality: getting an appointment to get married at City Hall at the clerk's office was hard, and we were ready to get married, and we were trying. We just kind of. It was one of those things that we've been. God, it's hard to explain. It sounds kind of cheesy, but it was like one of those things that we both knew right away, really early, that this was a long-term thing, and that if either one of us was up for marriage, it would be understood that that's what we're going to do. and to a certain degree, like the proposal was just us having a conversation of like, this is what I want forever. And it was very kind of like calm and like, I'm 40, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna, like it's just embracing the life of having this person. It's like, I didn't want a wedding. I wanted a marriage. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, man, let's go. Come out with it. Let's get to the word you get married part. I love the fact we love. By the way, you should listen to the episode last week. We all were like, this is not too fast. This is right up Mike's alley, and we love Chiquita. And like, we're all. The only question was it at the hot dog cart? Like, that was the only question last week.
And then the where is Mike Mergadal?
There was nobody that was like, wasn't it too fast? Like, is this
none of us said that.
There was nobody that was. Everybody was like, this is awesome. So
was it a hot dog cart?
And we played the Where's Mike game, and I said you were on your honeymoon in Coney Island.
Ooh, yeah, Coney Island. Let's go dodge some syringes. Look, I'll tell you. I'll give you the answer. So the first girl I ever dated, when I was figuring that.
He's laughing already.
I was born a child back in Miami, Florida.
I was born a poor black child.
No, it was genuinely like we didn't want. COVID's weird, like I've not made any shut the fuck up and let me tell my story, asshole.
I haven't said a fucking word. I haven't said a word.
Laughing at that. That's it. I'm out of here. Yeah. We got married at City Hall because we didn't want to tell anyone that we were doing it because of that sort of worry. We didn't want people to give their opinion either way. You know what I mean? Like
the worst.
100%. I didn't want anybody raising any questions, and we both agreed like this is not something that I made happen. It was a conversation between me and my wife, and which is fun to say because I actually get to say that now. Mm-hmm. And we were like debating it, and we were trying to figure it out. And she bought this dress, and we were like, should we have a big wedding? And I was like, hey, a couple of times I had to settle myself down where I was like, hey, this is not supposed to be the pressure situation. You know what I mean? This is the easy thing. The problem is getting an appointment was really hard because of COVID. So it delayed a little bit.
What about your family? You don't love your family?
We ended up telling my mom and my dad and her parents, like when it was like when we got the license appointment, because you have to get a license and then you do the ceremony.
Right.
So when we got the license, we were like, hey, this is what we're doing. Like when we got the appointment for that license. And then we were like, hey, this is what we're doing. So they were all excited. And they were like, oh, can we share? And I'm like, yeah, tell whoever you want, but don't post. Social media feels cheap. Like just if someone comes up and talks to you, be like, my son's getting married. Fine. And
really? That's my invitations.
Huh? Yeah.
That's my invitation. Did I tag you? I tagged you, right? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. You're in there. No, but and then
that sign for the episode with the link in the envelopes would be very different nowadays. Be very
different. Yeah. It would be like, why is there a virus on my computer?
So you were saying?
So we had the, so she wanted to look pretty and she wanted people to, we need one witness. So we finally got all the appointments. We got everything together. She got a great dress and she looked amazing in it. She kind of picked my outfit for me where I was wearing like, suspenders, classic kind of, whatever, suspenders, looking cool. I wore my grandfather's cufflinks and tie clip.
You wore something borrowed.
Yeah.
Did you get
and I was
blue?
wearing blue socks technically. Yeah.
He was the bride.
Anything new? Anything new?
The underwear? Clean.
Look at. Oh,
is it,
yeah.
I hope so. Is that the underwear that I ordered? Was that the underwear that I ordered?
Where did I do with that? There was underwear that is in my house that belonged to Neri for so long. Where the fuck is it?
New underwear, people, by the way, for the listeners. New underwear. I ordered it to Mike's house when I was taking a cruise ship out of New York, and I never picked it up.
I'm curious. But you wouldn't even fit into that underwear now, right? Like you've lost you're slim now.
Yeah.
I'm not slim, but I've lost weight. But I mean, I'll probably still fit into that underwear.
That's
Probably so.
yeah.
He'll just make a knot in the back.
My
Tie a
my
rope.
weight, the weight that I've lost isn't really from my pelvis area.
Oh, your wiener smaller.
Yeah, I mean, I can't get bigger. I mean,
No, when you lose weight, you get more usable dick.
yeah, well, that's
At least you
I'm
can
still
see
waiting for
more.
that.
You can
I'm
see
st-
more.
I'm
It's
still
not
waiting for that as well.
that's
I'm still waiting
a
for
true
that and
thing.
the underwear. Those are the two things I'm waiting for.
Well,
The
one of those will
underwear
get to
and
you
the bigger
eventually.
dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your dick grows when you lose weight. Oh, word? Okay.
I'm fasting.
It's everybody's got a few inches hidden in the fupa.
In the fupa.
Yeah. So we ended up going with to get married. We had an early appointment in the day, and we went with her friend, who is that was our witness, and her fiance, I guess, was waiting outside because you can only let one person in. And then they had, then we got married. They took pictures, they did all this stuff, and I couldn't have asked for better witnesses. Like, her friends were great. They made the day, because then we went to a lot of different places and they took a bunch of pictures of us, and they were just like
Awesome.
our paparazzi. So we didn't have to worry about that sort of thing. So we were just like, it was fucking
Oh,
cold,
so
but
there were typical women. Okay.
no, it was a dude. It was her fiance. This guy. He's got like every picture you're gonna see of my wedding is from camera phones, and they're amazing now. They were incredible. The new Samsung phone, the new iPhone Pro. They were both on display. Technology. We should sell that to these technology magazines as like a comparison.
Capitalism.
That's their next commercial.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There was a
Geoff could have married you at the hot dog cart.
I could have.
ordained.
I'm
to
an
marry
ordained
people.
minister.
You're an ordained minister.
I performed. My cousin got married about 2 months ago, and I performed a ceremony for her. And I'm performing for another cousin in Atlanta in May.
A friend of mine got paid for me to get notarized because she wanted me to do her ceremony, and I got notarized. That's different, because then that's a state thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you can either there's only 3 states that require you to be a notary to marry somebody. And the rest of them, you just have to be ordained. And certain states require you to like register with them. Florida's not one of them. We're the Wild West, but everywhere, like, there's other states they'll require you to like register with them and say, listen, I'm in good standing. Here's my number. Here's my minister number and all this stuff. So, but yeah.
Are you one of those Church of Life?
Yeah, the Universal Life Church.
Yeah. You're one of those?
Yeah.
That's awesome, actually.
Since 2012. I did it for fun in 2012, and it finally paid off.
Well, I'll tell you what, up here, people are charging $500 a pop to get to marry you.
Oh, really?
Like, it is like legit expensive. We were looking at it like to get the license and then have somebody, officiate. And then we ended up just getting the appointment at the city clerk, because it was like $30.
Yeah.
I was just gonna do it. It's like I was joking around, because it was like, when you love somebody, that's how you know you love somebody for real, when you're like, we got to get the government involved. We gotta bring some low-level government clerk into our love life. Same lady, her name was Camille, same lady that gave us our license and then checked us in for the ceremony. She's very important in our lives. And then we just walked around all day with her friends, taking these really great pictures. We have like 1,000 pictures that we have to now go through.
Did you get a bunch of free stuff at bars and stuff like that when you went, because of the?
Not really. We didn't go anywhere. Like, we walked from we went to the Manhattan City Clerk, which is right next to the Brooklyn Bridge. We went to the Brooklyn Bridge to take pictures. In that route is where we found the hot dog stand. And then her friend was like, "Oh, it'd be fun if you take it at the hot dog stand." And I was like, "Fuck that, I'm gonna get a hot dog." And then we were just eating hot dog, and then they took a bunch of pictures. And that one, I just thought it looked funny, because we were there just like eating a hot dog. She's in her like wedding dress, and we're like with a look on her face, like, "What did we just do?
Yeah, what happened?
What happened?" And I was like, "Perfect, that one's going up on social media to announce," and then that's it. And
that's awesome.
We walked across the bridge. We did a couple photo shoots along the way. We ended up taking the ferry from Brooklyn up to Astoria, where we had like a brunch, lunch thing with the friends, and that's it. But it was really chill.
So you didn't even tell the hot dog guy? Did you tell the hot dog guy we just got married? Maybe he would have given you a free hot dog.
No, I'm not gonna take money out of the hot dog guy's pocket.
That guy had a couple rough years, dude.
Quarters. What are you talking about?
That guy, yeah. If
guy had a
hot
couple
dogs
rough
are
years,
money,
man.
that guy's got a lot of money. No, I bought some hot dogs and I tipped him. That's he's I don't. That was another thing. People asked us, "Oh, where are you registered?" And I was like, "Oh shit, we forgot to get free shit out of this."
Yeah, man, that's the best part of this.
We're registered at Venmo
That's
at
the
Mike
best part of the
Merkel
whole
right
thing.
here.
I got because we went on our honeymoon the day after we got married. My parents gifted us the honeymoon. We went to London and Paris because Christy had never been, and we just got the little cage with all the envelopes, and I was like, "Here's my spending money for Europe." And I was
That's
just
nice.
like, so I was like, I didn't have to pay anything out of pocket. I mean, I just dropped $20,000 for my wedding, so
That's
you know.
okay. That is, to me, if you do the math, wrong.
Yes,
It doesn't add up.
But what you were saying before about I didn't want anybody to give me their opinion. The problem is, God rest her soul, my grandmother. If I didn't get married in a Catholic church, and my grandmothers and my parents and her mom, that we wouldn't have heard the end of it. I wish I would have had more balls to have been like, no, I just want to let's get married with like 20 of our friends and the close family, like on the beach or somewhere else. Like we can just a bunch of my other friends are ordained also, so I would have just done it with that, you know.
Well, COVID is a good excuse. COVID was like the excuse that was like, look, we're ready to we're ready to be married. We know we would love like, and that's and it's a true thing. I would love to have a reunion of all my friends and family to celebrate me. You know what I mean? Like, of course I would. You know, to celebrate our union and have her friends and family there. I would love that. But there's no way we can do that now. So it was like one of those things where like, yo, we're getting married. At some point, there will be a party.
When did you know? When did you get the appointment? When did you go? Okay, we have the appointment for Wednesday.
At some point in
morning.
January, yeah. At some point in January.
See, that's so crazy to me because when you go to Hialeah, when we got our license, they're like, "Hey, do you want us to just marry you right now? We can just do it if you guys want." We were like, "No, we've got like a whole thing going on, but thanks."
Well, Vanessa and I got married at City Hall, and we had to make an appointment, but it wasn't difficult. It was like you have to sign a piece of paper, and then you have to wait 3 days from when you sign that piece of paper.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
it was like 24
really...
hours for.
Oh no,
us.
ours was 3 days. Ours was 3 days, and we were like, but it wasn't a big deal. It was like, okay, so I want to get married today. Oh, you can't get married today. You got to get married Wednesday. Okay, I guess we're getting married. Like it was one of those things. We got married on a Friday, and after we got married, we went to go have a great burger at a place that's no longer there, right next to Sunset Place. And then we went to Sunset Place and we watched X-Men First Class. So, and
wow.
it was the day that the movie came out. So from now on, whenever I forget my anniversary, I just look up X-Men First Class, and the day that it came out is our anniversary.
Click my dad's thing.
We did the Hialeah thing.
My dad and my dad and Yolanda, co-star of What's Up, Bro. They were kind of like our role models in this because they got married in like the Hialeah. They got married in the Hialeah clerk of county court, whatever the fuck the court is. The clerk. Then we were El Corte. Yeah, you just go and you're married. And that was it. And then so we kind of like modeled. We were like, yeah, let's do that. Chiquita and I were talking about it, and we were like, yeah, we want to do it. She broke. I was gonna say let's not tell anyone until after we do it because I want to be dramatic and have a big surprise reveal. But she broke. She told her mom, and then I was like, oh well, I guess we should tell our parents, and then her friends knew, and then like I was like, all right, fine, I guess.
You know who didn't know? Your podcast co-host, when the day before you were talking about being on the podcast. That was a little weird.
When was that?
On Monday and Tuesday, we were talking about like watch Tinder Swindlers, so we could talk about it on the podcast and blah blah blah. Like everything was. And then Wednesday afternoon, they're like, I'm not gonna make it. Just got married, and I was like,
yeah.
And everybody was like, everybody was like, is he being serious? And I was like, why couldn't he just tell me that he wasn't going to be on the podcast? Like, at that time,
I was in the middle of a dump run, and Christy texts me. She's like, "Mike got married." I go, "Ha, sure, whatever." And then I looked at the thing, and I'm like, "Holy shit, he did get married."
Some people thought it was a joke, like a bit, and I was like,
I didn't know.
does it look like I would go through that much trouble?
Yeah, I didn't think it was a
you
bit.
sent in the chat. The picture you sent in the chat was you at an angle, and it was like your face was cut off, like half the face was cut off. And I was about to respond with, tira un aire. It looks like you, you know, like that's what I was gonna respond to that. But I also, that message you sent, I saw it when I woke up from like a 2-hour in the middle of the day, in the middle of the afternoon nap. Right. So I was super groggy, like, what the fuck what's happening? Like, am I reading this right? Like I was so like,
am I still dreaming?
Yeah, like it was one of those. It was one of those, like, are we still in the where's mom? What year is it? What year is this? What's going on? Like, that's what I was feeling. And then it's like, oh, I'm married. I can't make the podcast. I was like, what?
No, it was
like him.
Yeah, no, it was genuinely like, I didn't want anybody to know, because it's true. Like, it's less about the like, yeah, of course I want a party where everybody like gets together and has a fun night, of course. But also, like, I'm not gonna spend fucking $50,000. I saw someone talking about, like, I spent $50,000.
I would.
What?
I mean,
I'll tell you this: my wedding, I got very lucky because every other wedding after the fact, I've just been hearing these astronomical numbers. $20,000 for. I had 180 people at my wedding. 180 people.
Good Lord.
We
you know who was not one of those 180 people?
But we weren't friends at that time, so that's not my fault.
Yeah, I was friends with Christy. I was friends with Christy.
Again, not on me, because you would have been invited.
Oh no, it's not on you. I'm not blaming you. This was never a blaming you. I've known Christy longer than Geoff has known Christy. I've known Geoff's wife longer than Geoff has.
Yeah.
And
oh wow, that's funny. That's
no invite. That's cool. Cool.
And also knowing that there was 180 people ahead of you on that list.
180 people. And I don't think I was 181. I gotta be honest with you. I don't think I was gonna be.
No, we went into backups at that 180 because people canceled.
Oh man.
But like we did it. We did all. We didn't have
without telling you. If they didn't show up, did you charge them?
There was like 6 people that didn't show up, but like 3 of them got sick. But here's the thing: the reason we got a nasty discount from the hotel. We got our reception was at the Marriott right by the airport off of the what's it 836.
Didn't we go to a superhero con there?
No, that's the coño. What's the name? They changed the name of it now, but that it's farther down towards the beach. But my mother-in-law and my Christy's dad met there when he was a concierge, or he was not the concierge. What's the person in charge of the restaurant?
Oh, maitre d'.
Maitre d'. He was a maitre d', and she was a telephone switch operator. That's how long ago this was. And when we told them the story, they were like, "Cool, we'll give you like $40 off every plate." So we paid like way less than what we would have paid. But
yeah. I got some hot dogs and brunch, man. We're good.
No, trust me. I wish I would have done that, because that's $20,000 I would have had.
I'm telling you, the cheeseburger saw X-Men.
It was the good X-Men too. It was first class. It was,
that was
and I set the tone with Christy ahead of time. I set the tone with her ahead of time. Our first date was when I used to get free tickets at FIU when I worked at FIU, and we went to go see Terminator Salvation for free, like, because they had free tickets. So I was like,
that's the only way you should see that movie.
For free. I've never understood.
Okay, they should pay you. Like,
let's get into the show. I saw someone post about like what is a good date. Yeah, I can't remember what subreddit it was, whether it was a positive or negative, but someone made a comment about like, why would you go to a movie on a first date? You can't even talk to each other.
Bro, that's not true. That person is clearly white, not Hispanic, not a black.
There's plenty of ja-ja-jaing going on.
We fucking talk about this. We talk about this bitch, man.
Oh, that's bullshit. Like screaming shit out.
Get the fuck out of here. True story. Our wedding day, hours after we got married, we ate the cheeseburger. We're watching the movie. We're in the movie, right? X-Men First Class. Professor Xavier's on the beach, slow motion scene, bullet, Magneto, blah, gets hit in the spine, right in the back, right. That moment, as that moment's happening, there's some kid in the theater goes, "Oh, that's how it happens."
That's great. I would, but here's the thing,
like literally, it was like, "Oh, that's how it happened." To
That's
this
kind of
day,
a
my wife and I
wholesome
would
reveal.
we'll just randomly, my wife and I would just randomly do that to each other, just like just out of nowhere, and it won't be every day or every week. It just be random, like, that's how it happened, and we'll just laugh.
That's great. I mean, I would say, because like I say it was our first date, but we had hung out a few times before, so we had already had conversations. But I could see where, usually
so
the
you're
first
a
date,
liar, is what it is. I see.
Well, we hung out at I saw her at a bar while I was with my friends, and we talked for a little bit, and then we went. Yeah.
Did you go to dinner before or after the movie?
Before, because the movie was at like 8:30. It was like 8 o'clock or 8:30.
Guys, if you're single, you're setting yourself up for failure. To go, like, you should meet up, and if you're nervous, meet up beforehand, go do the thing, maybe have a drink, whatever. Go watch the movie first, then have dinner, so you have something to talk about.
That's true. I mean, it worked out. I'm 10 years now.
What you do is you go to a comedy show, and then you talk during the comedy show.
That's the ideal thing.
The first date to a comedy
I've had
show.
that. I enjoyed this so much. I don't get hecklers a lot, but I enjoy the few times I get them, and I guess it gives me joy. And there was a girl that would not shut the fuck up during the show. And I said, "How long have you guys been dating?" And she goes, "This is our first date." Now, the audience already knew that I was trying to shut her up. Like, she wasn't getting it because she was plastered and drunk.
Of course.
And I said, "This is actually a really good date. Like, comedy clubs are a really good first date because it's a good judge of like who you're dating. Like, now I pointed to the guy. I was like, now you know that she's the type of woman that won't shut the fuck up at a live comedy show and doesn't understand when not to fucking talk. So you know not to date her again." And then everyone, whatever. Yeah. And then when she went to go talk again, and I was like, and she still doesn't get, like, I was like just fucking pointing out the fact that she still doesn't get it. But it was one of those things where I was like, this is a great first date. It's
what a good like polygraph. What do you call it? Like a stress
litmus test.
Yeah.
Litmus test.
Yeah.
So, but it's I like first dates are. I used to take girls for a long time. My first date. Like,
I thought you were gonna say I used to take girls for Lauderdale.
Yeah,
I used to take girls for Lauderdale and leave them there because they can't get back.
My first day ace in the hole was Starbucks, and I would always do like on a Wednesday, never Thursday, because Thursday's ladies' night, and they want to go out clubbing somewhere. They want to go out to Fat Tuesdays.
Bro, you just said some real early 2000s, late 90s.
Yeah, man. Ladies' night, Fat Tuesdays.
Wow.
Fucking Willie's.
Oxygen.
Shit.
Oh my God.
That's gonna cost you. That's gonna cost you money. That's
gonna
Memory 609 unlocked, bro. Oh my God.
So if you go on a Wednesday, right? You don't want to. So Wednesday is a perfect night. You go on a Wednesday night, and then you coffee. And then the thing is, the way you sell it is like, let's just get a cup of coffee and get to know each other, and like talk, and whatever, blah. And that's the way you sell it. And in reality, what you're doing is you're setting yourself up for a $7 date. So that's the way to go. And like after that, if you know what I mean, because people just, we're gonna go and talk and hang out. And I had some pretty good first dates that way. And by pretty good, I mean both in the sense of like meeting really nice people, really cool women, and on a date, I went on a date with people that I knew that I was never going to talk to again, and I'm glad I didn't spend a fortune on this date. Because we don't really have a connection.
See, like nowadays you can go like axe throwing or something like that, like because you can still talk and
pressure.
Yeah. I got to be honest with you, man. I haven't been axe throwing, and I would love to go axe throwing, but on a first date with a Latina with a sharp, no, that's not a good
You gotta
thing,
watch your
right?
opinions.
Yeah,
that's true. No, what cats? I love cats. Cats are amazing. Yeah, got it.
I've done it.
I'm allergic, but I love them. Fine. Cool.
I did that a few years ago for New Year's Eve. And at the countdown, it was like 3, 2, 1, and we all and literally everyone in the place just starts throwing axes, like Happy New Year! Fuck. We basically had the whole place to ourselves, so everyone had a chance to go and do that shit. It was a lot of fun, and they started blasting music, and we're like, yeah, this can't be dangerous at all. Yeah,
12 deaths. That's how many people died. 12 people died that day. It's random access. Chiquita says, what does she say?
Fat Tuesdays.
Following Senior Frogs,
Coconut Grove, Thursday nights. That was it.
And then Mr. Moe's for Moose Juice.
Oh,
you know
my
what's funny?
God.
You know what's funny? Because I did none of that, yet I still lived that life because I was at the Improv in the Grove.
Yeah, that's right.
After the Improv, I would walk by all of those places, never actually doing any of those things, but I feel as if like I'm like, oh, I remember all those things.
They had like really penny beers at Sandbar.
Penny beer night. Yep, on Tuesday nights.
Yep,
it was penny beers, and it was the White Trash Bash.
Yes, that's what it was called.
I won a $50 bar tab at that thing one time because I chugged a bottle of maple syrup. I chugged a bottle of maple syrup in 30 seconds.
What? Gross.
Yeah. And then I went outside to the front and vomited it all up.
Yeah. But 1 + 1 equals 2. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, of course.
Yeah. Also, I mean, he's diabetic now, but fuck it, he got $50 for beer.
Worth it. So $50 on penny beer night.
Isn't it funny how differently we look at the same thing at 40 than we did at 20? We were like,
100%.
Oh, dude, you got fucking immediately at 20. You're like, dude, you got a $50 bar tab. That's amazing. And at 40, we're like, oh man, that's a lot of sugar. That's
yeah. You're like, that's gonna give you diarrhea later. I mean, no, thank you.
There was a TikTok that I
even further. Tony talks about Biscayne Bay in the Grove.
Biscayne
babies.
I don't even know what that is. See, that's the thing about having a dad who was single in the 80s in Miami. He'll say some shit like that, and I'm like, Dad, I have to at least pretend that you didn't do cocaine. Like I have to at least acknowledge that. Like, let me live in a reality in which you were not like
snorting,
pleasing it up at some 80s.
Can I just? Can I just tell you? I saw. Speaking of which, I just saw 2 of the funniest memes, and one of them just said, "If you don't sin, then Jesus died for nothing," which I found fucking hilarious. Right? Like I cackled, and then I got one up by DeBono when I sent that to the group because DeBono sent another one that says it's like a picture of Earth with Jesus doing the like that thing where like when they put one picture in front of the other picture.
Oh, right. Yeah. Like it's.
Yeah. And Jesus is looking on, smiling. And it says, me doing cocaine off a hooker's ass. And then Jesus going, oh, yeah, that's the type of sin that I died for.
Well, if you're going to sin hard. You can always do one of those deathbed confessions.
Go big.
Yeah. Go big.
I mean, that's the opening
Jesus
of.
Like, thank you.
That's the opening of Wolf of Wall Street. Is him doing coke off a hooker's ass.
And Nip Tuck.
Yes.
That was the opening scene of Nip Tuck. Throwing it all the way back there with Kimber.
Yeah. No, but it's also like that we're talking about like that party days and stuff. Like I never really felt part of it. Like I always felt like that's where I felt odd imposter syndrome, where people would be like, oh, let's go party. And I'm like, I don't like this. This is not that fun for me, That
was me in Vegas. I went to Vegas for a bachelor party, and we went there for 4 days, which, by the way, way too much time for Vegas.
So long.
Way too much time. And then we got there on Thursday, and then Friday, but like the middle, like from Thursday through Friday, I was doing this thing where I was like waking up with tequila, like Patron. Like I would put Patron in my water bottle, and because I was trying to like when in Rome type of shit.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, when in Rome.
When in Rome,
and then like midway through Friday afternoon, we're at the mall and I'm drinking tequila, and I literally just looked around and I was like, "This isn't me." Like I stopped. Like it was so difficult to fucking pretend, and it wasn't that I wasn't having fun. It's just I was like, "This just isn't." I'm like,
I grew up very sheltered, so when I turned 21. And I was at the Grove every Thursday night. On every weekend on Friday or Saturday, my best friend and I would go to this. I don't even remember the name of the club because it was like a hole in the wall club on the beach that you paid $25 at the door and you could drink all you want the whole night.
Oh my God! Yes. Yeah, I remember those. Oh, Jesus.
I can't remember what the name of the place was, but we would go there. And then as I got right before Christy and I got together, I used to go to we would drive up to Davie every Friday night to go to Roundup to ladies night there.
Roundup was where I was never not aware of people fighting in the parking lot at Roundup.
Yes.
For some reason, every story I've heard of a Roundup from guys, girls have a great time whenever they go out, drink out, whatever, because they get, it's so much better for them in that environment than it is for guys, in the sense of like, well, no, I take all that back. I'm just saying
you trust me, take that all back, because I loved every single time I went there.
It's safer for women when they go clubbing and alcohol's involved. It's always safer.
No. What I meant in terms of like physical, like I like fights. Like I'm just thinking about like fighting, and also when I was in that world,
except when you're fighting a guy off of you.
Yeah, I think I think
touche.
Because at the time, my perception of it was very different than it is now. Because at the time, I'd always be like, these girls got, like I can't come to these bars without any money. But I had friends that would specifically talk about how they would go out and not pay for a drink all night, and they party and all this stuff, and they were having a great time. And I remember feeling very kind of like resentful of that. But now, as an adult, and now older, I'm like,
But the thing is that
you know what the 2022 version of that is? There's those girls from that TikTok that you sent me who are on Tinder with no plans of ever meeting the guy, of just stringing guys along.
Yeah, no, those people are the worst.
That's what this.
But the thing is,
2020 version.
Once you become a regular at the bar, then you don't really spend nearly as much as you think. Like at Roundup, we became really good. And I'm still friends with her to this day. Sarah, our bartender for our group of friends, like she was always at the same bar. And after like 3 times we went, we would order $130 worth of alcohol, and our bill was $15, like $20. Like we would be getting free booze.
Well, I don't know if your friend would like you telling everyone that she's committing crimes.
Is it committing crimes?
It's technically
also
theft.
Statute of limitations probably passed.
Probably passed.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, she hasn't worked there in a long time.
I would imagine that. What I was gonna say about that, like that,
you know what happened? They called in Patrick Swayze. He came in, he did a round, and then he fucking fired her. He was like, "Yeah, she's stealing more than she fucking."
They were like, "You know what? You need a guy on a slide guitar up on stage," and they brought the dude with the slide guitar.
And he said he didn't want to have to rip anybody's throat out.
Yeah.
And then he did, and then he was like, I didn't want to be put in this position again.
I
was gonna say the whole reason I brought that.
So fucking great.
About that time of when I was young, it was very hard for me to like enjoy those nights out, because I was very paranoid about driving drunk and having weed in my car. Because back then, like I think about how afraid of weed I was and how it could fuck your life up. And then now it's like there's like literally companies that, cannabis companies that you can invest in, and everybody's just smoking weed in the street and all that stuff. And I remember like having my friends' lives ruined by fucking weed, and it was hard for me to like chill unless it was at someone's house.
Right.
Then it was fine. Then you go crazy, you do whatever you want. But it's just like a totally different
weird
world.
When you would get there, Mike, your dad was already there doing coke, and it's like, oh fuck.
Oh my god, yeah.
He's like,
Dad.
Come on,
what is happening here? Why are you here from Tennessee? How you came all the way down here for this? Are you running coke? Because then I need to borrow money.
Who was it that had that joke? Fuck, who was it that had that? Oh man, I think was it me that I said that everybody. Because I sometimes I do
showing.
Sometimes I do jokes once or twice, and I think the joke was because I never got it off the premise ground. I said it like once or twice at a bar, and the premise was that everybody thinks because I'm Hispanic and I'm from Miami that my family like ran drugs, and I was like, if that's the case, my fucking parents owe me a lot better fucking Christmas presents, because what I got was not conducive to the whole thing.
I had
Nikita says that's why I love Chili's. Drink, $20 bill. I love you, Mike. Not you, husband. The bartender's name was Mike too. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's true. Because Chili's was 2 for $1.
You, Mike. Other
Chili's
Mike.
Was 2 for. We would go to Chili's too when in the middle of the day during college. It was because it was 2 for $1.
Yeah,
all day, every day.
I had a friend that worked at Hooters and would hook it up there too with beer. I was never really like I wouldn't go out to get smashed. at Chili's. Like I wouldn't go get the movie Hall Pass. I always think of as a funny example of like married dudes go to like the Applebee. What was it? I can't remember. It was like an Applebee's, and they just get like straight up wine drunk, where their teeth are all like purple and like they're just like, like at an Applebee's. All right. But I would go and I would get like free beer.
Don't gatekeep where people could drink. People get drunk and plastic.
I'm not. I'm just saying it's not for me. I would have. That was another thing. People would tell me like, "Oh, you're gonna go to Hooters," and I'm like, "I mean, sure, why not?" You know, I had a friend of mine that worked there. Are you disparaging the Hooters waitresses? Are you saying they're not valuable as people? You know,
it's such a weird. I don't go to Hooters because I'm not a fan of wings. I don't care for wings. I'm no matter how fat I am or have been or will be, I don't like eating dirty. I don't like being messy when I eat.
Oh, messy.
So therefore, wings are I don't because I don't want to be that fat guy that people point at me like, look at this fat guy fucking with like, you know, just barbecue sauce all over, like just eating a bunch of wings. I don't want to be that guy.
To reference a Kickflix episode, like the dude from Shaolin Soccer.
Correct.
That he's like eats the chips and he's got all that shit on his face, and you're like, that no fat guy would.
And he goes to lick it.
Yeah.
So I actually went to Hooters on Friday last Thursday up in Orlando. Yeah,
my friends go to Hooters often, and often. It's like to the point where you're like, guys, we're 40.
It's funny now that my wife knows more about Hooters than I do. We went and she was like, well, this is a Hooters of America. And I go, why? She goes, look at their shorts. They have the slutty shorts because there was a whole thing that had come out like last year where they redid all the shorts for all the Hooters, where it's basically almost a thong at this point. And Hooters of America, which is like like the main one. I'm trying to remember. I might be getting them confused, but there's Hooters of America and then another like franchisees. Hooters of America kept the shorts. The other franchisees didn't keep the shorts. They went back to the old school shorts that were like, you know, more actual shorts than, you know,
like
slingshot.
Hooters corporate versus Hooters franchise.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Do we have any Hooters of Americas in Miami? I've never seen a fucking thong in Hooters. Is what I'm trying to say. No, but they got, you know, now Florida has Twin, whatever the fuck it's called.
Twin Peaks. Oh, the pot roast there is amazing.
What's a Twin Peaks?
Yeah, think of
Hooters. Like a Hooters?
Lumberjacks. It's lumberjacks. It's a log cabin, and all the girls are dressed like lumberjacks.
And yeah, lumberjacks. If lumberjacks are wearing half shirts with their cleavage popping out of the fucking shirt, like lumberjacks, of course.
Yeah.
Twin Peaks. You know how you chop down wood. You know how you chop down wood in a skirt? You know that, right? You remember.
But they have a pot roast. It's amazing. Tilted Kilt.
Yes.
Why do I know all these? I know all these.
They're actual.
You're showing your hand a little bit there, Geoff.
I know. Shit.
All right, so like 4 years ago, I go to Houston for the first time. Maybe 6 years ago, I go to Houston for the first time, and my friend lives there. Like he used to live in Miami. I go, hey, I'm in town. Where but I just got out of the airport. He goes, hey, do you want to get something to eat? I'm like, yeah. Where do you want to go? And I tell him the area I'm gonna go to where the hotel is. Oh, I'll meet you at the Twin Peaks and blah blah. I'm like, I don't know what I had never heard of that. I didn't know what it was.
The show?
And I'm literally on my phone. I just hear Twin Peaks. He goes, what do you want to eat? I'm like, I don't know, like American food, like steaks and Twin Peaks. So I'm like literally going on my phone. I'm walking in, the door's in front of me. I'm walking in, and somebody opens the door for me, and I go, oh, thank you. And then I see what eventually turns out to be an employee, but I don't know it's an employee. I just think it's a beautiful woman. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I was just like, wow, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Wow. And then as I'm doing this, I'm like, as I'm walking and I do this, I see another one dressed the same way. And I'm like, oh, there's two of them. Like, it was so.
Is there a convention?
I had never heard of this place. I didn't know what it was. It's not like my friend was like, hey, come to this place. It's Twin Peaks. It's kind of like
just say Hooters. Yeah.
He didn't say that because to him, Twin Peaks is normal for him. And for me, I had never heard of it. So I was like, what the And then I walked in and it was like, I felt like that music where you go, oh.
Yeah.
And I was like,
but the thing is, Twin Peaks gives less fucks than Hooters does. Because Twin Peaks will literally be like, hey, we're having lingerie night. And the waitresses are all dressed in like nothing.
I mean, I guess. I think of that as kind of like sad. You know what I mean? Like
Shakira goes, Hooters of America Inc., aka Tootsies.
I believe, and they do have happy hour.
I mean, yeah, like that's the thing. I never understood these dudes that would live at Hooters, and I'm like, just go to a fucking strip club. They have buffets and food.
Let's
like,
go to a hooker. Let's go to a
Get a
hooker.
hooker.
You're clearly not there for the food anymore.
You're gonna save way less money. Go to
When you
the
go to
liquor
Hooters for 6
store.
hours,
Get a bottle.
If
They
you
go to
want
Hooters
to
for
eat,
6 hours.
if you want to eat bar food, go to fucking Flanagan's. If you want to look at some tits and ass, go to fucking strip club. That's why it's there. You know, like Jesus. I just think it's more respectable. Like, don't half-ass this shit. Don't fucking play around with the. Ooh, they got
One of Christie's best
Get a
friend's
whore.
husband. They lived in West Palm, and he told me that there was a club up in West Palm, a strip club that had some of the best steaks you would ever eat in West Palm Beach.
Someone told me they went to like the Scarlet's buffet.
It's like
I
They
was
usually
like,
try to have strip clubs. Usually, like especially the upscale ones, usually try to have actual real food.
Yeah,
because what they want to eliminate is people going like, first we'll go here, we'll go to Morton's, and then we'll go to the strip club. So a lot of times, like actual strip clubs, not the fucking disgustingly dirty, like not the ones in the alleyway, not
like
Alley
PT.
Cat in Miami,
They're crazy.
not Alley Cat in Miami,
Stir
but the
crazy.
fucking-
Stir crazy.
doofa, that one.
Just driving past it, you get herpes. Like it's like. It's
Oh,
like
I remember there was a like someone I worked with at I will not say where, that was an asshole. And no, and it was before. It was when I was that age, that era of fucking Thursday night 609 and shit like that. And she was an asshole. And then I found out that she worked at Stir Crazy. I think that's the name. Or what was the one on US 1?
Yes, that's Stir Crazy. Yeah,
that one.
Well, there's a few of them on US 1.
Or so I've heard.
What's the one? If you're going south on US 1, it's on the right. That it's like sketchy and seedy.
Is that the one connected to the Shorties?
Yes.
No,
I forgot the name of that one, but I know that there's one connected to Shorties.
But it's trash. And then I found out she worked there, and I was like, that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Your story checks out.
Yeah, story checks
Dude,
out.
I went to a Stir. I think it was Stir Crazy. I'm pretty sure we're talking about the same one. And I went there one time with friends. That again, every time I've gone to a strip club because somebody else wanted to go, and I didn't want to be the party pooper.
Yeah.
Always. And then I go there, and I swear to God, the year was probably 2007, 2009. And I went there, and they still had fucking zebra and fucking fuchsia and like all this shit on the fucking decor. And it wasn't ironic. It wasn't like Miami Vice colors. It was like, no, they haven't changed this shit since the fucking 80s. And I walked in there, and they were like, Tony? And I was like, no, not Tony. And then
who's Tony? And I'm like, Dad?
Hey, what's up?
There's been places where you walk in, and then all of a sudden I'm like, man, I'm upset my feet are touching the floor in this place.
Yeah.
Like, I'm upset the air is touching me here. Like, please, I do not want to be in this place anymore.
It smells like STD. When you just like, oh, it smells like STD.
Yeah. It's genuinely odd to think about all those times where like people, they were dying. I want to go to the strip club, and I just never got it. I never understood. I mean, it's fine, but also like to drop fucking hundreds of dollars, $1,000 in a night. It's like when you would go to the auto show, and then you'd be like, "Hey, you guys want to go look at stuff we're never going to drive home in?" You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? Like, it's just, it's basically like I want to sexually frustrate myself, incredibly, like to an extreme degree, and pay hundreds of dollars for it. It's just I never.
The only
got
time
it.
the only time I ever go is
Yolanda,
for bachelor parties.
It was Crazy Horse.
Crazy Horse. There we go.
That's the one. That's scary that Yolanda knows.
But yeah, no, like we would only go for bachelor parties. Like whenever there was a bachelor party, we at least had to go one night, and just go and get the groom some dances and brr. And
I don't get. Okay, but Yolanda's talking about the males stripping for the women is very different than the women stripping for the men.
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine that worked at La Bear's because he was like, super fitness guy or whatever. And it was like joyful. I've never been in a strip club, a male, like guys going to see women stripping as joyful. I would never have described it as like full of joy. It was always like,
she looks happy. She looks good. Christy sent me a
I've had
photo
fun,
once.
but I'm not saying it's.
Christy was on a bachelorette at La Bear's, and she sent me a picture because a guy came out dressed like Kermit the Frog and did a lap dance dressed like like a whole performance. Because the thing is with guy strip clubs, and Yolanda, I guess, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's performances. It's not like most girl strip clubs where it's just like, here's a song, watch them go in the pool. Like they do, like Christy was. Well, no, but it's different.
Sir.
Christy said,
don't diminish their contributions.
But when I say that versus
as
the
a fellow
fact that
performing artist,
Christy went over there to one, and she said that 5 of the guys came out like Terminators with fog and lasers, like if they were targeting people with guns.
And they stood up naked?
And they stood up naked and did the full Terminator dance, like if they were Terminators giving lap dances.
That's artistry.
Art.
That is pure artistry right there. I've never seen. There's nothing worse to me that I remember. I'd go to like if you. I remember we were at this. God, what was it? It was Tootsie's, but old Tootsie's.
Okay.
I went there. I went there
because you know how like they put it in a fucking
Costco.
Yeah, it was like a Best Buy warehouse store.
Yeah.
Now. But it's before it wasn't. It was like the small thing on like a strip mall.
I went there.
Yeah,
I
remember, and it was always so funny to me to see the very like lackadaisical stripper, like the ones that were just like, meh, whatever, tits, here's me, let me just shake my butt, like not trying, like they were like not committed to the craft.
I saw that at Tootsie's. I always saw that like at the other ones. Like Pink Pony was like that. It was brutal.
Pink Pony.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's in Doral, by the Carnival Cruise Line building.
I don't remember. Like that's the thing is that all of these things I remember being that you were supposed to want to do this. That it was during that real Maxim magazine era of like
Maxim
men
magazine.
being
Remember that?
men.
That was a thing.
It was so
FHM and Maxim.
You just unlocked the memory now. Maxim magazine. Like,
it was during that time where it was like, hey everybody, if you're not a dick, you're a pussy. Like that kind of thing. As a man, if like
that speech is fantastic.
Yeah.
Did
you see what Yolanda wrote? They did perform.
They performed wonderfully. Yeah. But I remember that era of like not understanding that I did not want to be these like I don't know, it just felt super. I didn't understand the words for it. I know them now, but at the time I was like, this feels like sad to me to be this performative about your masculinity. You know what I mean? Like, just fucking relax, dude. Like, no one's gonna like question your man.
That comes with
manhood.
That comes with age. That comes with age, man. When you're young, you're fucking doing the peacocking thing. That's
I
a
remember
thing.
I remember from then, like just not getting
it.
I was a soft boy. I was an artistic boy.
But
you just unlocked. You unlocked a memory for me.
In past tense. That's hilarious. You're speaking in past tense. I was a soft boy. Okay.
No. Now I'm a soft man.
Yeah, I'm a man now. But no, you said the peacocking. You just reminded me of that freaking mystery guy. Remember that mystery? The guy Mystery?
The Game.
Oh yeah.
The Game.
Yeah.
That guy with the peacocking, and then they gave him the show.
Yeah.
I first learned about negging. I first learned about what negging was from that guy.
Yeah. the negging stuff was always, I was like, really? How can I play this? Like, it's like, you have really pretty eyes for ones that look like a frog's. And it's
You're like, oh, are you gonna get your teeth whitened? And it's like, what?
I mean, they're straight.
What a shitty act. Like, I remember all of that, the game stuff. I had a friend of mine that was really into it, and he started wearing like fucking ties and vests all the time. And I was like, why are you wearing all? And like and straight up wore a fedora, the Trilby back in the day, the fedora thing.
We're talking about Dave now.
No.
You can just say his name.
No.
Hanging out with Dave. No one happened.
But I remember it was all of a sudden. Like suddenly he read this book and he's like, this is what my whole life is about now. Trying to get girls that would have not looked at me anyway.
You know what, man? If you write a book, you want people to fucking commit. You know what? That's what you want, right? You don't want a book and then like if you write a diet book, you don't want people to be like, I'm gonna do half of this shit. And then like, no, you fucking commit to this shit. That's what everybody wants, right?
But it involves a whole the objectifying of a whole other gender.
I'm not saying it was a good decision on his part. I'm not saying it was a good decision. I'm saying, you know what? At least he fucking went for it.
There's a guy on TikTok that was going around. It was like a series of TikToks, of course, that they like follow for part 2, all that shit, where he would go around and they would ask people on campus. It was a college. Was this a quote from a serial killer or from Mystery in the Game, in the book The Game?
Oh, that's funny.
and it was nobody got anything right because they were all the game, and everyone was like serial killer, serial killer, serial killer, and they're like, no, this is the fucking pickup artist. And that's like, I get, there has to be dudes out there that still follow all of that like shit, you know.
So I looked it up. I was just curious. Mystery is 46 as of 2018, living in Toronto with his brother Rolf, and waiting for a visa to come through so he can return to Hollywood, where he hopes to bring pickup artistry back to the forefront. So, yeah, him and Rolf.
Now, right?
Rolf.
He's 50, 46 in 2018.
Yeah,
that means he's 50 in 2022.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I wonder if he's still living with
Sad.
Rolf.
Yep,
that's the other Muppet babies.
Like, that's the guy who you want to emulate.
Yeah.
I mean, go ahead.
Hey, do we have a Am I the Asshole, or are we just going to keep talking about Mystery the Asshole?
I don't know. Wait, we have to mention obligatory in every episode that I'm on. We have to read the title of the fucking thing. Geoff joins us as we talk the Super Bowl. We didn't talk about the Super Bowl. Peacemaker gets a second season confirmed.
Awesome.
And Kanye versus Pete Davidson.
Well, the Super Bowl happened.
The Super Bowl happened. It did.
What was your favorite commercial?
The halftime show was the fucking
my god, awesome.
The tits was the fucking tits.
I might just be over the halftime show. Like, I'm sure it was great. I mean, it just seemed like a, greatest.
Did you not watch it?
I did. It was fine.
Oh,
as much as I loved that 50 Cent got thrown in there, I wish they wouldn't have and given Eminem another song. But then I don't know what other song Eminem could have done that would have been available for television.
I say they could have either opened or closed the show with the song "I Need a Doctor," which has Eminem in it. Which is about Dr. Dre, and I think that like Eminem brings him out. Like, you're supposed to be my mentor. Like, I'm supposed to be looking like that. That whole song is fucking dope.
They
but I think
done what he did with Blue and Yellow Purple Pills, where he just talks about being on drugs all the time.
Yeah.
Well, somebody told me, they're like, why'd they pick Lose Yourself? They should have put Stan. And I'm like, yes, let's do the song about the guy that locks his pregnant girlfriend in a trunk of a car and drives her off a bridge. Like, that's exactly what the masses want to hear.
I mean,
but you said, Mike, you were over the halftime show. Like you just don't care about the halftime show. I don't know.
I didn't really like, because honestly, I was just happy that Tom Brady wasn't in there, and I was kind of like, yeah, it would be cool to have the home team win the Super Bowl. I mean, they were listed as when did it happen? Oh, because it happened last year. That's right. I see. That's the thing. I didn't give a shit about it last year either.
Every Super Bowl is going to be in Miami now, because that would never happen again.
I'm not really happy that the Rams won, because clearly the fan base is shit, because they were trolling them all today because like 5 people showed up to the parade, the Super Bowl parade.
That's an exaggeration. It was like
no,
26.
it wasn't. It was like, yeah. There was a meme that somebody put that they said what's this guy's name, the linebacker, Allison Donald.
Aaron Donald.
Is it? Yeah, Donald. That they're like, Aaron, he has more abs than people that showed up to the parade because he had his shirt off and was just flexing the whole parade. Like, there was like nobody there.
That's a compliment.
Yeah. What was your favorite commercial? Because usually the commercials.
Okay, so I was on a cruise ship, and I don't get the same commercials you guys got.
Oh, okay.
When we would go to commercials, because of the satellites and the contracts that they have, that the ships have, we get ESPN Caribbean, so we don't get the special commercials.
Oh,
it's been a few years. It's been a few times now that I'm on I happen to be on a cruise ship during the Super Bowl, and it's always the same thing: Super Bowl, cut to commercial, and it's like, make sure you download the ESPN Cricket app, and you're like,
oh, okay.
There's a bar on my way home. There's a bar, a Guyanese like bar, and it says live cricket on the in the window, and it's genuinely like, in the summer there are kids in the park across the street from my building playing cricket. So
yeah,
I'm gonna brush up just to blend into my neighborhood.
It's a super popular sport everywhere that's not called America.
Yeah. I mean, people love, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, there was a commercial that it was for FTX trading that it was Larry David, and it was Larry David playing different characters throughout history, and it was like,
I did see that one.
We invented the wheel. I don't think it's gonna work. And then it was like he was a monk, and he's like, I invented the fork, and he goes, I got 10 forks right here, baby. And it was just all these wrong.
But like, oh god, there's something bittersweet about seeing commercials for crypto because it's straight up a scam. You know, like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
genuinely
100%.
just like a pump and dump scam, like stock trading scam. It's literally like money is already made up. You don't need to make up new money. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
So really the only people that are investing in, like to the point where crypto.com, the one that hired Matt Damon to do commercials for them, they did that fucking QR code on the TV that was going like ding, ding,
which
ding.
I had the Office flashbacks.
Yeah. And then literally the minute after they aired that commercial, their site crashed because everybody fucking scanned the QR code. Like, what, bro, how unreliable do you make a thing? You know, like whatever. And then everything that had to do with like crypto made me so sad to see like people, because basically it's just we paid you enough to say whatever the fuck we wanted, which is every ad, but it was more obvious how much like that's literally, we are in the era of more money than sense to an extreme degree that it was sad to see those commercials.
Yeah, because if you're an actor, and you're doing a car commercial, there's a slight possibility, there's a
that
slight
you actually use the car,
actually like the car.
Yeah, but that Sopranos one was dope.
That one was
like it gave me nostalgia. Yeah, that it's Meadow, and it was, people were like, "What was your takeaway from that commercial?" I was like, "Meadow learned how to park a car because in that last episode, she was trying to parallel park for like 5 minutes and couldn't figure out how to fucking park."
And Anthony Jr. was there hugging her.
I watched The Sopranos this year or 2021 for the first time. I had never seen it.
Me too.
So I finished watching it right after the Soprano movie came out, and I was like super happy with the ending. Even though I knew the ending from when it first aired, I knew it was gonna cut short. Like the music, I knew like it was just gonna cut to black.
You knew what the ending was. Yeah,
I just knew what they were gonna cut to black. I did not know until other people started posting about it after I saw it that Tony is it's known as Tony died, and I'm like, wait, what? Like,
you didn't know that? I was so obvious. I thought it was so obvious.
I didn't get that. I was just like, okay.
They show the people walking in, and he talks about it, and like afterwards, people broke it down where they talked about how like he mentions,
because I missed all of that. I didn't know any of that because I didn't watch it during that time.
Everyone has speculated. Everyone like hated the fact that it ended like that, and then the creator of the show just last year was like, "Yeah, he's fucking dead." You know, like he died.
You're the one that broke it to me because I read that article and I was like, "Wait, what?
Yeah.
What the fuck happened?
Yeah.
How?"
I loved the commercial, the Planet Fitness commercial with Lindsay Lohan, because it was positive.
Yeah,
it was like, oh, Lindsay Lohan, what's she doing to get? And it's just showing her focusing on her health. And then it was like William Shatner was there and some other famous person, and it was all about like what's making.
Wasn't it Danny Trejo?
Yeah, and it was like what's making Lindsay Lohan happy again? Like why is she thriving now? And then she's just like got this aura because she's getting out of the gym, and I'm like, what a positive message, and good for you, Lindsay Lohan, doing
also,
not being known for getting cracked out and drunk driving and shit.
Also, was there a Peloton commercial? I'm asking. General question.
No, I don't remember.
Question.
No.
Because today, as day of recording, Peloton laid off 3,000 employees.
Jesus, that Sex in the City.
That's what
situation.
I said. I was like, man, Chris North really fucked them.
Well, it was him, and there was another show where the guy died the same way, also. Like came out a couple weeks after.
Well, it's unsustainable. It's just a bike with a fucking iPad on it. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
what happens is, I think, and this is total conjecture, but what happened is that during the pandemic, everybody was buying a Peloton because they had to work out from home. So Peloton, so much so that they were back
like $50 a month.
You had to like wait to get a Peloton. You couldn't even like, if you wanted to buy one, you were on a waiting list during the pandemic. So for a year and a half, Peloton was like, I'm sure they just overshot.
Let the good times roll.
Yeah. I'm sure they were just overshot their load, and they were like, we gotta hire more people. We're expanding and blah blah. And then now that people are going out and going back to the gym and stuff like that, they're like, oh, people are like, oh, I could just go to the gym then.
Oh, this is just a bike with an iPad?
Yeah.
I have Apple Fitness and I've used it a couple times.
I'm okay with the subscription thing because you're getting trainers doing stuff, and it wasn't just a bike thing. This is something I learned recently. It wasn't just a bike thing, that they would do exercises off of the bike, and then you have professional trainers telling you, and that's okay. You're paying for the train. You're paying $50 a month to have a personal trainer like give you health advice and which exercises to do, and teach you how to do it, I'm fine with that. If you want to break it down and say it's just a bike with an iPad, sure. But there's other things that go in. Like you could break down a fucking dumbbell. Like, oh really? It's just metal with fucking with heavy things on the end. Well, yeah, but yeah,
Yeah,
but it works. Like,
eh.
but it works. Like,
but ultimately, the idea of God, I mean, like having 3,000 people working for that company. I mean, like doing what exactly? Like,
I'm sure it was everything. I don't know.
It might have been some of the trainers.
I only know this. I have a friend that works in HR. My wife just got laid off last week, and she's now lined up like 4 job interviews. And my friend works in HR on a cruise line, and she was like, "Man, we just got word that Peloton this morning laid off 3,000 employees." And the way in the HR world, they get like a list of names and contact them, like because now these people are qualified individuals who now need a job.
right.
So she's just telling me. So I don't know the details. I don't know like what positions, but she in HR, that's a thing that happens in HR. It's kind of like a cold contact list where you like here are information
for like headhunters and recruiters and stuff.
Yeah. And that's what she does. That's literally what she is. She's a recruiter. So it's like
it happens in healthcare. There's very specific recruiters for different healthcare things like dialysis nurses and shit like that are very specialized.
Yeah, just go to a strip club if you want to go. If you need an X-ray technician.
They're all putting themselves
or a dental hygienist.
They're all putting themselves through. I'm gonna be an X-ray technician.
Yolanda commented one of the other commercials that I love, the Uber Eats one, where Gwyneth Paltrow eats her goop vagina candle.
Yes, I didn't know about this. Yolanda was just telling me this right now. She just, I see it. Oh man,
this candle.
I posted after. I was like, wait a second, did Gwyneth Paltrow just eat her candle?
Her vagina candle?
Yeah.
Well, it was also like the whole point was that that Uber Eats now delivers more than just food. Like you can get other stuff delivered, and it was like people eating fake things, and all of a sudden there's a celebrity. It was a couple different celebrities. That was one thing I noticed. There was a lot of like single one-shot celebrity cameos. Like they were just like, here's my thing, sell Toyota, whatever it was, like Uber Eats, and she literally bites into the candle and was like, oh, this smells like my, or whatever. It was ridiculous. I don't know. I was kind of like, I was watching the game like for the game. The game was actually very good. It was a good Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And then it was more of
whatever. I'm super fucking bitter. I'm still super bitter
49ers?
that the Niners lost. And I'm like, it was a good game. Whatever. I'm that guy.
There was like the weird letting him play, like the officials let him play, whatever, not calling all the penalties except for that last one that changed.
Except for the last 2 minutes. Yeah, except for the last 2 minutes. Just like, nope.
Changed the entire structure of the game. I mean, I didn't have a dog in that fight, so it was like,
I did.
You wanted.
No, I'm kidding. I'm not that guy. I don't believe in that. I made fun of Dolphin fans when they were actively rooting against the Patriots when they were in the Super Bowl. Like I find that ex-girlfriend behavior is what I call it. It's she's my ex-girlfriend, so I don't want her to be happy. He's like, what? That has nothing to do with you. Like, get over yourself. So I don't. I legitimately wanted. I liked storylines in both. Joe Burrow being this guy, young kid, blah, blah. And the fact that he has so much swag, I like that. And I like the fact that the storyline of Matthew Stafford being in Detroit for 1,000 years and never getting anything. And then he goes to LA and he's like, won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So I told you I
was good. I
was watching the game very impartial. I was like, oh, good play. Oh, I like that. Oh, that's cool. I was
Matthew Stafford. Maybe you're the problem.
Yeah. I mean, it was genuinely like a solid fucking game, like it was pretty good. I'm trying
last
to see.
3 Super Bowls have been good. The Tampa Bay one was a good first half, and then they just fucking blew those motherfuckers out of the water.
There was a good tweet from so Dan Marino tweeted out. He goes, "Don't be discouraged, Joe Burrow. I also came up short in the Super Bowl my second year. You have the rest of your career to never make it back." and then Jim Kelly underneath, famous Bills quarterback, is like, exactly, Joe. I lost my first Super Bowl, but then the next year we made it again. We lost that one, but then we made it again the very next season. We also lost that one, but then a season later we were there again. Actually, how do I delete this? So you see, there's humor from in the sadness of the Dan Marino. I mean, it sucks. That's so bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Joe Burrow being, this like wonder kid, and it was good. It was a good game. And they were like, you could see that he was young and then he was starting to get himself together. Oh, they're coming back. Oh, they're doing this. It was like a tight game. And then at the end, it kind of like tainted the victory a little bit, I think. But whatever.
Yeah.
Also, so do you want to read it? Am I the asshole?
I don't think we have time. If you guys want to do it, that's fine. I got to get out of here.
Do we have the power to shut down this broadcast?
You probably do.
I don't. I'm not logged in as you.
Oh,
well.
You could just log in.
Let me just read it and then we can hang up. I will leave a cliffhanger. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for asking my boyfriend to stop emulating Winnie the Pooh? So this conflict came up recently because I, a 24-year-old female, moved in with my boyfriend, 25-year-old male. The issue is that he has started walking around the apartment and spending most of his days completely bottomless, dick out, with just a shirt on. He calls it Winnie the Poohing.
Yeah.
I've referred to this term as shirt cocking, but that's
or Donald Ducking.
Donald Ducking. Porky Pig in it. He told me he started it during work from home because he thought it was funny to be on Zoom and just not have pants on.
That is funny.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
I mean,
it makes me a little uncomfortable for him to just constantly have his penis out in front of me. So I have requested that he just wear boxers at least. He thinks I'm trying to be too controlling and that I should appreciate his body. However, it just feels kind of unsanitary and weirdly dangerous. He was cooking with oil and a drop of oil spat out of the pan and landed on his penis. So, am I the asshole for not wanting to constantly look at my boyfriend's penis?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like if it's dangerous, is that your problem?
Bro.
It's not your
she's
penis.
Not the one.
It's his
She's
penis. What's his body?
The one. No courthouse marriages for this guy.
She's not the one. She's not the one.
Like, listen,
if
it's
she
his
doesn't
house.
have a sense of humor. Like the fact that she was like, "Oh, it started because he thought it was funny." Yeah, because it is funny.
It's funny.
It is funny.
Listen,
He's on a Zoom call at work. I constantly would talk to my wife and be like, "Hey, we should have sex," because she would work from home, and she's been working from home since prior to COVID, to the pandemic. And I was like, "We should have sex during work because we could say you had sex during work. You had sex at work but it's our own bedroom, like it's funny." And she wouldn't do it. No, I'm at work. I might get a phone call. I'm like, ugh. So like. Yeah, get a sense of humor.
Well, then answer it. Yeah, I don't need to be involved in that phone call.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's his apartment. I don't know if they own the place or if they're renting it, but it's his apartment just as much as it's hers. If I'm in my house and there's not, it's me and my wife or my girlfriend, I'm gonna Winnie the Pooh it because if I feel comfortable, it's my house.
I do not do that for my own reasons because I am afraid of the oil. I don't want to. I don't want to.
I'm not saying that I'm gonna deep fry chicken while I'm doing it. Like I'll put shorts on.
Yeah, cooking bacon, naked bacon.
FYI, guys. FYI, if you're cooking, like let's say with shorts and grease falls on top of you, yeah, it's still gonna hurt. I'm just gonna go ahead and put that out. It's still gonna hurt.
Yes, that's true. You're right.
You're
right.
We're not. Nobody's fucking cooking with fire retardant fucking overalls and like with gloves. Like it's all right. It's a thing.
That's why you don't.
She's not the one. She doesn't have a good sense of humor for him or his sense of humor. Let me rephrase that. She's not the one.
She's not. The one.
Yolanda says, "Not the asshole." Takes away the anticipation of what's under those pants.
Ooh,
they're living
different reason. I like that. I like that she's like outside the box thinking. It's like, no, I want to have some mystery to what that dick looks like for the 1,000th time.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say.
Still the same old dick, but now it has a little burn mark on it.
Yeah,
where it's
now it has a mole. Now it has a Sidney Crawford mole.
Has a unique little mark.
Now it's a story. There's a story behind that.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I gotta get going.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for checking us out. Check out the rest of the other podcasts on the Geek Pro Network. Check out Cramacopia, which Geoff is holding up a shirt. They're selling
merch.
Their Cramacopia shirt.
Amazing. That is dope.
So make sure you go to geekpro.net. Check out the Cramacopia page. And from there, you can follow them on Instagram. Follow all the links through. Check out the other podcasts on the Geek Pro Network, including Kickflix, which is these same three people. Kickflix, we do it. So make sure you guys check out Kickflix and check out Mount Geekmore and the Shiver Horror Movie Podcast.
And Nere's is a butt face who no. All right.
I mean, when he comes back, he has to kill it because it's
he's
the only one that has